Hello, and I'd like to welcome you to the Commissioner's Corner for Oakland County. My name is Kathy Crawford, and I'm the Oakland County Commissioner serving District 9, which is Novi, and the Oakland County portion of Northville. Today we have a very exciting program. All the programs are exciting, but today this program is going to be about our little furry friends that are with us here today. And I have some very special guests. We have the manager of the Oakland County Animal Control Center, and it's the Pet Adoption Center as well. So Robert Gatt is here with us as the manager. And then we have Joni Toole. And Joni, you are the administrator, correct?
Administrative supervisor.
And then Alexis is in charge of the media, is that correct? Okay, and we have Hansel and Gretel. Gretel, right?
Yeah.
Hansel.
Got that backwards.
Yeah, whatever.
Gretel.
Hansel, Gretel, yeah, I never quite get it. And then who is this?
This is Liza.
Liza, okay. So we are hosting a program today on the Animal Control Pet Adoption Center. So Mr. Gatt, I would like to ask you, what really is the mission of the Oakland County Animal Control Pet Adoption Center?
Well, thank you, Kathy. Thank you for having me on here today. Our mission is twofold, really, and really we just adopted a new mission statement. The first part of our mission is to protect the public. That's the animal control part of our title. We are the Oakland County Animal Control and Pet Adoption Center. It's a long phrase, but we're all that. So we protect the public, and then we are also the Pet Adoption Center, where we house, today we have almost 500 animals in our building.
Wow.
And we house those animals and we search diligently to find permanent loving homes for our dogs and cats under our care. Now,
isn't it possible, I mean, I grew up on a farm, so we had a lot of animals, but they weren't really pets. And I mean, pets have a personality. Some of them are really fun. You know, I mean, whenever we would go to pick out a puppy for our kids, you really watch the pets, you know, when they're in their little area, and you see who's the liveliest, who seems to be the happiest, and all that. So do you think pets really have a personality? I mean, are there some that are just downright mean?
Well, pets definitely have a personality, and just like humans, sometimes personalities can change over time or under different circumstances. Unfortunately, a lot of the pets that we have under our control, in our charge, come from abusive homes. And sometimes as a result of that, the pets become too aggressive and too mean. And going back to what I said earlier about our mission is to make sure that the public is protected. Some of our pets are not suitable to be released to the public, not suitable to be in somebody's home. They're too dangerous. But most of our pets are like what you see here today, and they're loving and they're fun, and these are the animals that we are trying to find permanent loving homes for, yes.
So these pets came to you in what way? I mean, do you go out and look for pets? Or do actually
we don't have to go out and look. We don't have to go out and look.
How do they come to you?
They come to us. They come to us by car. You know, every day we open our doors at 10 o'clock, and unfortunately, there's a lot of people with dog and cat carriers that they're giving up their cats or dogs.
So you think people it's more work than they want to be bothered with, or something? Is that why they
sometimes that's it. Sometimes they found a stray animal. So sometimes somebody has died and their pet, they can't keep it. There's all kinds of reasons that they come to us, but we take any and every animal that appears at our door. We don't turn anybody away, regardless of how big or how small, regardless of what the state of health is, because a lot of the animals that come to us, unfortunately, are sick. And we're not a hospital. We're more a triage unit where we'll try and stabilize, an animal if we can. But I just want everybody to know that we're not a hospital. You can't come to us and give us your dog or cat and say, "Here, take care of this for us."
Yeah,
that's not what we do.
I mean, do you have a vet though that can come and if you needed to give shots, or if you were going to neuter a pet, don't you, before adoption, you make sure that they're neutered?
Every animal that leaves our building for a loving home is spayed or neutered. We do have 2 part-time vets that work for us, and we have several vet techs that they don't do the spaying or neutering, but they do shots and immunizations. But we do have 2 vets that work for us, and they will take care of any animal that have an immediate medical emergency too.
I mean, I've been over there to the Pet Adoption Center, and there were animals. There was a cat that just sort of laid around in somebody's office, and they're not all, I suppose you have pets, right?
Well,
You
I'll
have
let
pets
these
as-
ladies speak to that, but when I'm rather new to this organization.
Yeah, how long have you been there?
I've been there since the holidays. I came in the middle of December. And where I came from, of course, was community corrections, and it was all a beautiful office, and it was
Different.
very different. I walked into this building, and 3 dogs were jumping on me, and several cats, and these are what we call the shelter animals. I mean, they have free reign of the administrative part of the building. And if I walk into these ladies' offices any time of the day, I'll find 2 or 3 cats or 2 or 3 dogs enjoying their company. So now on the other side of the building is where our kennels are, and those animals are housed in cages. But on the administrative side, no, they run free.
So, Joni, maybe you can tell me too, when an animal, like say somebody's knocking on the door at 10 o'clock and they say, I found this cat or dog or whatever, and it seems like a really nice one, it's yours now. What happens first when you take in a pet?
Well, the first thing that happens is they vaccinate, if it's a dog, for bordetella and for distemper to try to cut down on the disease within the shelter. If it's a cat, it gets this distemper vaccination.
Are they quarantined first? Or?
They're not quarantined. Well, we try to keep the strays separate from the other animals, but when we get full, it's kind of hard to keep everything separate. So the animals, we have to hold them a certain amount of time by state law, 4 business days for an animal without identification, and 7 for an animal with identification.
Now, do you check right away? I mean, I always hear people that have their dogs, they have that little microchip. Yeah, thank you, Alexis. Little microchip in them. Do you check right away
Yes.
to see if there is something like that?
Yes, upon
on the pet?
intake, yes, they're scanned for microchip. And if we do find it, then we contact the chip company. Unfortunate thing about microchips is that a lot of people don't keep their information up to date. We find a lot of microchips that are just no good, it's dead end. We will hold the animal 7 business days as if it has an ID on it. But you really need to keep your information up to date on that kind of stuff.
So on the microchip, you could keep your phone number or your
Yes,
address or whatever.
Yes.
And say the dog or cat's name or something
Yes,
or other.
yes.
What's the strangest animal you've ever had over there?
Oh, geez. We've had a cougar.
Cougar?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, it was found in
Who went out and got that?
Actually, the Troy Police Department did.
Really?
Yes, it was found in someone's garage. They just came home and found a cougar in their garage. It was a young one.
So I've had a raccoon in my garage, and if I had a raccoon in my garage, I'm going to call the mayor first.
You can
I'll
call the mayor.
Call the mayor of Novi first. But then I'm not going to call DPW. Who am I going to call? Call the police, and then the police will come and take my raccoon out of the garage and take it to you? What will happen?
Not normally.
No?
Basically, wildlife we don't handle. We handle domesticated dogs and cats.
Okay.
For wildlife that's not a threat to human safety, I know they're getting a little crazy, we tell you to contact a private trapping company to remove the animal. Say if
So you know all these resources, so you could at least help a person get in contact.
I mean, yes, if anything, give us a call and we can direct you to a proper person.
Is that information on a website
It's on
too?
our website.
Yes.
On your website. Now, what is your website? Well,
It's www.oakgov.com/pet adoption.
wow.
And we just upgraded our website. Alexis and Joni were instrumental in that, and any question you could imagine is answered on our website. And if not, there's a phone number to call, and we'll.
I know you fundraise too, right? I mean, you've got a calendar or something or other where you have Pet of the Month or something, sort of like Playboy for animals. I don't know.
Well, I don't
It's
know
like-
about Playboy for animals.
We
Maybe
have
Alexis
a
knows.
calendar that we have a volunteer that's a professional photographer, and she's donated her services to us for 2 years in a row. And she'll come and take pictures of all the animals and make a calendar out of it, and then we sell that to fundraise each year. So
Oh, that's
it's
cool.
been really nice.
Yeah, because I've seen them and they're really
Yeah,
cute.
she's
They're
an
really
awesome
nice
photographer.
gifts to give
She
to
does
somebody.
a really great
Yeah.
job.
And we've
I
made
love it.
greeting cards also with our
Yes.
animal pictures on it too.
Yep.
Now, how long will you keep a pet there at the?
Oh,
these?
there's no
No
set
time
time.
limit?
No, there's no time.
Yeah,
limit.
I always used to hear that there would be a short period of time, and you only had a day or two to come and reclaim your pet if
You
yours
know,
was
Kathy,
lost.
that, unfortunately, that misnomer's out there. And maybe there are some shelters or some places that do that, but not where we work. An animal will stay with us. We have some that's been there for almost a year or even
Or
longer.
over a
actually.
year,
Yeah,
yes.
so,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
So that's not normal. I mean, we try and adopt them out. And these young ladies put them on our web pages and put them on Pet Finder. And, you know, if anybody's looking for a dog or a cat, I urge you to come and see us before you look in your neighbors or somewhere in the paper or at a puppy mill at a mall or something. Come and see what we have, and I think you'll
Because
be
they're healthy,
happy.
right? I mean,
Oh,
if you're going to adopt one out, you know that it's healthy because they've been checked
Well,
over.
yes, we certainly hope so. And not to say that sometimes an animal doesn't catch a disease in our place, because when there's so many, it can happen. But for the most part, you'll get a dog or a cat that's fully vetted with all the shots and all the vaccinations, and certainly it's been spayed or neutered.
Okay. And where is the Pet Adoption Center, Animal Control Pet Adoption Center? Where is it?
It's in Auburn Hills.
Okay.
It's 1700 Brown Road, like the color, and that's between M24 and Joslin Roads.
But mainly, if you just went on the website, you could get all
Yes,
the
it
directions
has
and
a
everything.
map.
And it's kind of a long ways from this area,
From
from
Novi,
Novi,
right.
you know.
it's
so
well
that-
worth the
it is worth
trip.
it. Look at
It
those little
is.
faces. I'm
Kathy, I
telling
do
you.
it every day, twice a day. It's not that far.
No, but you go at 5 o'clock in the morning or some ridiculous time when there's no traffic.
Well,
You know, so that's
if
different.
somebody from Novi wanted to meet me up there, I'll open the door for them.
That would be awesome. Now tell me, I know that you utilize a lot of volunteers.
Yes, we do.
And some people are just so crazy about animals, but where they live, they can't really have them, or there's ordinances against the animals and everything. So they get their pet fixed by going to your facility and maybe get a chance to walk the dog or cats. Or
We have.
do you take cats out? No.
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 But we call them cat comforters.
Cat comforters.
All cats that come into the shelter are very stressed. It's noisy. It's, a lot of
Scary.
things going on. It's very scary, and cats get very stressed easily.
Really?
So
How do you know when a cat is stressed?
They just kind of sit there. They're not doing their normal activity. They're not grooming. They're,
They sit in their litter
they're
box.
sitting in their litter box.
Really?
Yeah.
They're
They
trying
try to isolate
yeah.
themselves. So our volunteers that are into the cats, we call them cat comforters. We train them how to approach the cat, pet the cat, reassure the cat, play with the cat, and then move on to the next one, sanitizing between each animal so that we don't spread disease.
Oh.
And then we have dog walkers. That's probably our most popular volunteer activity,
Really?
where our adoptable dogs, walkers can take them out. We have pens. We have a big pen that you can play frisbee in or fetch. And then we have some smaller pens that you can take them out. And in the summertime, in the heat, we always have pools for the animals, which is awesome to watch the dogs play in the water.
Really? They do? They actually
Oh,
play
yeah,
like
they love
kids,
it.
right?
They love
Really?
it. They
Yeah.
love it, yes.
Or you have a hose or sprinkler or something?
Yep.
Do they like that too?
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing to me. But
Yeah.
I think now, and I think you and I talked a little bit about this, that it seems to me for the past 20 years or so that people have become more obsessed with pets. And, I mean, I hate to say that because I've always had pets and I really enjoy pets, but it's still an animal. I don't think of it, I don't sit it at the table, and I don't really, my niece's dog has its own website. I mean, have you seen a change in the way people treat pets over the years?
Oh, yes.
Really?
Very much so. I've worked for animal control for 25 years, and yes.
25 years.
Yes, 25 years. And yes, you have to remember that these are still animals, and certain activities, certain gestures towards your animal is still an animal type thing. Sleeping on the bed, that type of thing, you're taking away your alpha status. So you really need to research into that and make sure
Really?
that you're not, undermining that alpha status. Once you do, and the dog is is the run of the house,
Yeah.
then you're going to have a problem.
There's a problem.
There's a problem.
I know, I see that pet psychiatrist or whatever, oh no, he's dog whisperer or something or other on
Yes.
television. Do you think
Caesar
there really
Milan.
is such a thing? You know, where somebody can actually calm pets by just
There's
being in their
people who claim
presence
they
or
are.
something?
There's
Yeah.
people who claim they are.
Really? Yeah, I don't know. What would be, like, if you were going to get a cat or a dog or, you know, I don't care if it's a potbelly pig, whatever. What should you look for first in a pet?
The first thing you need to look for is something that's going to fit into your lifestyle. I know a lot of people.
You don't mean size necessarily.
Not
but
even
could
size
be.
necessarily, but it could be. A lot of people, we're so visual, and we always pick what we like,
cute.
what we see, and what we like. But I love huskies. I think they're gorgeous, gorgeous animals. But I could never have one. I'm not that active of a person. You really need to be active. They
need
need
to
a
be
lot
outdoors.
of exercise. I mean, they were bred to pull sleds. And they need a job to do. And a lot of your dogs do need that. Even your labs, they were bred to hunt. They need a job to do. They need to be kept busy, or they're going to get into trouble. They're going to start shredding your couch, all kinds of things. And then you got to look at some other things. I know when 101 Dalmatians came out, everybody wanted a Dalmatian. Unfortunately, they're not the sweetest dog in the world. They were not bred to be a sweet family dog. They were bred to help the firefighters, and a lot of people didn't realize that. They got them and they were biting their kids.
Really?
So you got to really do some breed research.
So you probably, most people that have worked there for a long period of time would know the traits
Yes.
of the various animals.
Yes.
I mean, is there something different about cats? I know with dogs, usually you know what a purebred dog is like, or you may know the traits of a certain breed of dog, but cats are all kind of like lumped into one.
They kind of are,
thing.
but they do still have their own certain personalities, and that's where our volunteers really come in and help us. Our cat comforters, they get to know the cats, they get to know their personality. So if someone comes in, they're not active, they're looking for a cat who wants to sit on their lap all day, our cat comforters can direct them to a cat that's not playful, like a kitten.
Yeah,
You'd want an
kittens are all
older,
playful, aren't
yes, you would want an older cat if you're not that active and you want to just have a lap cat.
So then, so you come there and you could get some advice then about
Yes.
what pet would be the best
Most
pet to have,
definitely, yes.
you know.
Sure.
Yes.
And which I think is really a cool thing. But then, what do you think is the most important thing for people to do first when they get the pet home?
When they get their pet home, I would introduce it slowly. If you have another pet already, like if you have a dog and you go and get a cat, you'll want to put the cat in a different room, like a bedroom or a bathroom, so that they can get to know each other through the door. And this may even take a couple days.
How do they get to know each other through a door?
Well, they sniff.
Oh, okay.
They sniff. You'll hear growling, you'll hear, you know.
Yeah, you'll know,
That's-
huh?
Yes,
Okay.
you'll know. But you want to make sure that you keep both pets safe in their introduction. If you don't have another pet, pretty much your introduction is, you know, make sure that if it's a cat, make sure they know where the litter box is. If it's a dog, put them on a strict schedule so that you're feeding and taking out to the bathroom at the same time every day. Get them used to that housebreaking habit. Otherwise, you're going to have accidents and tents, and it's not going to be very fun.
Not going to like it, right?
No.
So it's expensive to have a pet, right? I mean, when you
is.
go to the center, when I would go there, what would it cost for a kitten, for example? What does it cost?
It's $57.50
And that
for a
includes
kitten.
what,
That
57?
includes the vaccinations. They're up to date on their vaccinations. They're spayed and neutered. They're treated for parasites, and they get a little cat tag. For dogs, adult dogs are $136.50, and they're up to date on their vaccinations, treated for parasites, and spayed and neutered, and licensed as well. Puppies, which we don't see a lot of, are $114.
Really?
Yes.
I
Okay,
would think you'd have a lot of
can I ask
puppies.
something right
Sure.
now? We have a program that we just started a couple of weeks ago at the center called PAWS.
PAWS?
PAWS, yeah. Pets always warm someone. And
Oh,
for
that's cute.
for right now through Labor Day, anybody that comes to our center
Mm-hmm.
that knows any of our volunteers, is friends or family of any of our volunteers. We have over 100 volunteers. And you know, you can get to know somebody as soon as you walk in the door, right? $50 off for
Oh,
any cat
so-
or dog.
So it's
Now-
like an animal sale for right now, right?
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And keep in mind, this is a fully vetted animal. See, some people will say, well, why should I pay $57.50 for a kitten or a cat when I can go to my neighbor and get it for free? Well, you're not going to have a spayed or neutered cat for free, and you're not going to have that cat with all the shots and immunizations. So by the time you get this free kitten or free cat and take it to your vet, you've paid a heck of a lot more than $57.50, and right now it's only $7.50. So come on up to our center and take advantage of this deal that we have going.
You know, I mean, we always had cats on our farm. You had to, if you have barns and everything, it's really an asset. And we just let them out in the yard.
So
What
you're the
is your
one.
recommendation now? What is your recommendation about do you let cats go outside or no?
Well, yeah,
No?
no.
Really?
Cats should be kept in the house.
They
yeah.
should. Why is
Absolutely.
that?
Well, they're susceptible to too many problems out in the wild. There's too many predators out there. There's too many diseases that they can pick up, and there's too much trouble they can get into. And they can stray. And you never know what's going to happen then. So cats should be kept in the house at all times.
Well,
Especially
and
if
dogs,
they're
you
not spayed or neutered.
Oh,
We have a
yes.
huge problem with cat overpopulation, and it's because people let their cats out and they're not spayed or neutered, and they just multiply. So if your pet isn't spayed or neutered, definitely don't let it outside. But
Really?
we recommend that you don't put your cats outside at all.
You know, I always hear about somebody that really had so many pets. The police ended up getting involved, and I'm sure you must get cases like that too, where the police have gotten involved and have gone to a home and rescued a lot of pets, and you get them, and sometimes they're just too diseased to help, right?
All the time.
Yeah.
Just the other day, one of our officers brought in 20 or 25 cats in the morning from someone's house. Yeah.
Really, 20? Wow.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine. I mean, I know how much trouble one pet is, but
My
Yeah.
career as a law
20.
enforcement officer right here in Novi. I mean, I saw
Sure.
that all too often, where somebody would have a dozen or 2 dozen cats.
really,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah.
So mainly you're just trying to have the cats find a home. The cats are what you have the most of right now, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you've got more cats than you
Oh,
do
yeah.
have dogs.
Yes.
And how many again did you say you have right now?
Well, approaching 500. I think we have like 400 animals in our shelter right now, and there's another 150 cats that really belong to us that are out right now at foster homes. But
So you foster home dogs too? Dogs and cats?
we do.
Yes,
yes,
we
do.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what would you do if you wanted to foster a cat or a dog? What happens when I come in? I'll say, well, you know, I'll help you out. I can't really take a pet all the time, but I'll take home this kitten or something or other for a month.
Well, there's an application process that you fill out, and then you coordinate with the vet staff, and they kind of work with you on an as-needed basis. But we definitely are utilizing fosters more now because we have such a
So
high
many.
animal intake. Yeah.
And then if they decided, you know, I can't part with this pet after I've had it for a
Then
while,
you
and I'm sure
become
that
a
happens a
foster
lot.
failure.
Yeah, foster
like
failure.
those.
It's a
We
happy
like those.
failure. though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the best kind.
But then do you end up having to pay then for the pet? Or
It'd
have
be
you
a nominal fee.
Yeah.
Of,
Okay,
like
it's
the
not like
dog
if you
license.
first
went in the
Yes,
door.
No.
Right.
with the idea? Well, you know, what would you like for me to know about is there anything else you'd really like for the public to know about the Animal Control Center?
Well, for the people in our audience, Farmington Hills, and Novi especially, I want you to know that we exist, because a lot of people don't know we exist.
Seems far away.
It's far away, and really it's not that far. If you want to go out to the mall, Great Lakes Crossing, and spend the afternoon there, then come and see us. We're 5 minutes from Great Lakes Crossing. What I want you to know is that come up and see us. If you're in the market for a pet, if you want to add a pet to your family, a dog or a cat, come up and see us, because you're going to fall in love, and you're going to get a fully vetted animal for a much reduced price than you could find anywhere else. And you're going to help not only your family out, but you're going to help the whole county out, because our center is very crowded right now, and the more crowded it is, the more susceptible to illness and disease these animals are faced with every day. So we're kind of at a critical stage, and we would welcome anybody from this area to come on out and take a look.
So if someone in the Novi Farmington Hills area, maybe they don't know anything about where you're located or whatever, and they had a pet that's lost, what do they do first? Where do they call?
Well, I'll let Alexis, our media
I mean, would they
specialist.
call their local?
Well, you should always contact your local police department first, and then depending on which city you're in, because we don't service all of Oakland County, some cities still have their own animal control, and we have that list on our website too of which counties we do or which
Okay, so
cities. But you
Novi,
should call
Novi,
we
do
do
Novi
service.
Farming and
Novi.
Farm
I would call the Novi
Okay.
Police Department and call us. We don't take lost reports. So like if you lose a pet, we won't take a report over the phone, but we do post all of our stray animals on our website every day.
So they'd be able to see.
You
That's
can
the
check our
point.
website.
Oh, that's great.
But I
That's a
do
good
want to
idea.
emphasize that that's just done in the morning, and we get animals in all day. So like if an animal comes in that afternoon, it won't go on the website until the morning. And then you have fees, from it's staying overnight and things like that. So it's important to look online, but use that as a secondary resource, and always come and physically walk through the shelters to see if your pet's there.
And
keep
check back again,
Right,
right?
and keep checking back, make flyers, put them in your neighborhood, talk to your neighbors, and keep ID on your pet. That's going to be the easiest way for it to go back to you.
I thought that maybe the chip or something is kind of an expensive thing, is it?
It's not too expensive.
It depends. Different company. I mean, when I got my dog several years ago, it was a one-time fee, and then it was like for the lifetime. But now a lot of the microchip companies will charge an annual fee, and it's not that much. I mean, when you think in the grand scheme of things, if it gets your pet home one time, it's worth
I
the fee.
think it's like $50 or something for most
It
veterinarians.
might even be like $20 a year for the.
Now, your staff and everything, you must have somebody there that, I mean, is your only experience that you like pets to come there and work? I mean, or volunteer? Or do you have some staff that are more highly qualified as far as their education in animal husbandry or whatever?
We have a wide variety of staff. Some of our staff at the front desk, you can tell, are kind of afraid of dogs. I mean, it's
Oh, really?
So they're not all dog huggers, so to speak, but they're all loving people that understand that our cats and dogs.
So everybody's committed really to finding
everybody's
homes,
committed to our mission,
if
right.
at all possible.
Right. Kathy, if I could say another thing that I hope our public needs to know: dogs are required to have a license. A lot of people don't know that. I've met so many people since I've taken over this position that I go to their house and they have dogs, and I say, well, they don't have a license. Well, we don't need a license. It doesn't go out. All dogs, according to Michigan
Whether they
State,
go outside
whether
or
they
not.
go outside or not, are required to have a dog license. There's a dog law of 1919 that's been amended many times, but that's the law that requires all dogs in the state of Michigan to have a license.
And who gets that money?
Well, the county gets the money, but here's the benefit of it. Every dog that has a license, you can't get a license unless you have a rabies vaccination, a current rabies vaccination. That's why the law was put into effect, because rabies is a terrible, terrible disease that nobody ever wants to encounter.
Right.
And so everybody has to have that license, and that assures the public safety. And that's, again, going back to what I said earlier, that's one of our main missions.
Well, I know we could go on and talk about the furry pets that you have here. Okay, hold up that one again. So sleeping. Oh, they need a good
That's Eliza.
home. Look at that. Chihuahuas. I mean, you probably get a lot of purebred dogs too, don't you? And cats
We get all
that are,
kinds, yeah.
special. So anyway, I know we could go on and talk for a long time, and I appreciate so much that you took the time to come here today, and especially to bring pets with you, because I think then people can really identify with the center, and now that they know where it is, and we'll put that up on the screen so that people will know where to find you, and hopefully we'll get some new volunteers and perhaps new homes for some of these
That's perfect.
fine
That's what we
pets.
want. We call it perfect.
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 P-U-R-R-F-E-C-T. I love it. And that is a great way to end the show. So thank you all for joining us, and I hope you stay tuned for another wonderful show. Guests won't be nearly as exciting as these that are here today. However, we always have interesting shows. So thank you very much for joining us.